G'day folks, it's Glenn from Medical Gas Solutions. Just wanted to make you a couple of videos or links to such on the EV500 ventilator. A number of you have got these, and ahead of spring and summer we want to get you some information on how to use it correctly. So basically we're going to do a couple of videos. It's a bit big to do one whole video on it, but this is going to be in an order that I think will be useful. So we're going to start with how to access the bellows, to swap the bellows out if it's damaged, or to leak test the bellows to make sure it's correct. Particularly if this unit's been sitting around for ages, or you've just got one second hand or found something, because these are no longer new. You've found somewhere, or you've been offered one. How do you know the bellows is fine? So basically the bellows is the means of driving the air into the animal, so we need to make sure it's fine. So here we go. Power can be on, you're not accessing the electrical side of it. Gas can be on, but the machine has to be off and not cycling. If you have a hose on the side, more on that later, but just remove that. Basically we need to access the top. So undo the 4 screws. Spanners are not required, they're designed to be undone by hand, and gently lift off the whole canister. The screws should be captive and stay with it. If they come out, just pop them back in, but they're meant to be captive. Undo this little spike, more on that later, but that just sits under its own weight. That's to do with the volume. And then you can see the bellows. You turn that 90 degrees and lift it out. It is keyed, so it's designed to be, occasionally they catch, like this one's going to, probably because it's being filmed. Up she comes. They're the little wings that hold it in, and you can see there's the female version of the wings, so it's keyed. Got to be turned and then lifted up. So that's given me access to the bellows. Make sure it's free and moves quite well. That hole hasn't got any debris in it. You can autoclave that to sterilise it if you wish. You can autoclave that whole item. Right, how to leak test it. If you're replacing it, grab your other one and put it on. You'll see that shortly as I reinstall this. But to leak test one, make sure it's fine. Just pull it apart and block the hole in the bottom with the flesh of your thumb and push it together. I'm pushing that together now, and it doesn't want to go together. That means it's not leaking. Do it like such, piano accordion if you wish. What does a leak look like? There's a fast dramatic leak. That's what it'll look like, it'll collapse. So if it's not leaking and it's in good condition, might need a little bit of a clean, but if it's in good condition and not leaking and has the O-ring sitting in that groove there, the O-ring is black on black, so have a good look. If it's sitting on there, then you're probably ready to go. Put it back. Make sure this O-ring is in the groove, it hasn't moved. Under its own weight, turn it clockwise, and then it drops down. You might have heard the click. That means it's dropped down to the bottom, and then turn it again 90 degrees and it'll hit a stop. So now it's keyed incorrectly. And to test that it's incorrect, go to lift it up. It won't come out because I'm not turning first. So it's locked in nicely. So there you go. Volume spike in the middle under its own weight. Lift up the canister. Undo this top ring, this very top one, just gently, and that'll allow this to slide. Put that down an amount, I don't know, an inch or two, and gently turn it. That's going to enable us to locate the spike first before the nuts, or the bolts if you like. There we go, I've got that in. There's a hole in that. You can see it there, that's for the spike. That locates the spike. Then gently, with the scale, where my thumb is, to the front, gently drop that down till the bolts go in the holes. There they go. Scale to the front of the machine. Then gently do up the bolts diagonally. If they won't take up, just gently move the canister around, so like getting the thread. That's all you're doing, you're just getting them in the thread. Rarely get issues with this. And then gently tighten these. So you're doing them finger tight, quite firm, but you don't need spanners. You shouldn't be putting spanners on it. Quite firm, recheck it. This, make sure that's free, and put it right to the top and gently nip it up, and I'm talking gently, that stops it falling. That'll allow the bellows to have full travel, and more on that in the coming videos. So now we know the bellows, or we've either replaced the bellows or we know the bellows is fine and not leaking. We don't know if the whole item is leaking. We'll get to that in future videos, so stay tuned.